Hello everyone, Bates here back again with another video, and I receive many times the same question, and it is what ROM and what kernel and what M2X settings you're using on your daily device. So right now I'm going to answer those three questions. So the answer to the first one, which ROM I'm using, the answer is Batman ROM version 1.3. So far this is the smoothest ROM with the kind of customization that I want and I need on my device without sacrificing any performance and battery life. And I'm going to talk about this later. The second one is which kernel I'm using, and this is Moro kernel version 1.9, sorry. So this is the latest version of Moro kernel. So this is the kernel that I'm rocking, and the M2X I'm using, I'm going to show them just right now. So first of all, to say a couple of words for Batman ROM. So far this is the smoothest ROM and I'm getting the best battery life out of it. So let me just enter my gallery and show you my last two screenshots. So this is from today. So as you can see, I got 40% of battery left and I've got the phone for 7 hours and 30 minutes with screen on time of 2 hours and 51 minutes. So with those remaining 40%, depending on my usage, I can get from 3 hours and a half to 5 hours of screen on time. So for me, this is a perfect battery life, given that my phone's battery is right now almost a year later. So you can see what a beautiful device we have over here. So the second thing is about the kernel. So this kernel has, I'm using it because let me just click on that autofocus button. So when you go to M2X, because of this kernel, you have a couple of options which are really crucial to having the best battery life and the best performance out of your device. So when you go to M2X, when you go to CPU, you can see that when you go to the cores, when you click on the governor, right now there is Blue Active, which is the one I'm using, and also onto the little governors there is Power Safe governor, which those two are not available on Taurus kernel, for example. So these are big options over here. So you can see how my device is set it up. So I've underclocked it a lot. The only game, I can say game, that I play is Clash Royale from time to time, because when I get bored, I have nothing to do, then I go and play 1 or 2 games. So no stutters, everything is working perfectly. And to be fair, I've with this device, just yesterday's night, I managed to beat an iPhone 7 and 7 Plus also. I've tried with both, running iOS 11, the latest version. From reboot was faster, the reboot was faster. The opening of applications like Facebook and Messenger, Instagram, all of those were faster. So leave me a comment down below if you want to see this comparison, to see how an underclocked Galaxy S7 is better than the latest, well, almost the latest iPhone with the latest software that Apple is giving out. So we can see that my lower core is on 1.3 GHz with the power save governor. So when you're in M2X, be sure to click this thing over here on the bottom to schedule work wakes on awake CPUs to save power. So the next thing that is really big over here is when you go to wake walk. So over here, after you have those on every kernel almost, but those two on the bottom are not available on other kernels as far as I know. The kernels I've tested out, I don't have those two options. So I'm not sure how much of a battery exactly those two save, but I'm getting a perfect battery life. So for example, I charge my device until 12 at night, and then I unplug it and wake up at 8:30 in the morning, and I have 99% battery left, and then I can spend my all day. So without any questioning of the battery life. So I haven't touched the GPU, and the only other thing that I've touched is the CPU big voltage and the small voltage. So the little voltage of the CPU is minus 62.5 and of the big voltage is minus 68.75. So I'm also running the dual speaker mode. So this is the first speaker over here and the normal one here on the bottom. So I'm getting extra volume out of my headphone jack as well, which is something really nice, and it gives me this immersive surround experience, which is something that is fantastic. When it comes to the Batman ROM, the only one complaint is that, for example, when I have do not disturb turned on and when my device is locked, you can see that I have this notification over here, and yeah, when I click and hold, I don't have here the option to hide it. So I've got it on other installs of the ROM, but right now, after I reflashed, after running SAC23 version 7, the review will pop up over here, so you can check this out. So after using this ROM, and then I went back to SAC23, to Batman, then I didn't have this option. So again, if I go to notification, you can see that this just over here is empty. So if someone over here in the channel can tell me how I can fix that, I'll be very glad to hear that. Also, this is the same goes for ice power planning, so you can see that on the lock screen. I don't need this notification, but I can't remove it. But when I go, for example, to Facebook, probably I'll have this option, I'm not sure. So yeah, I have this option, so I just want to be able to remove this thing from giving me any notifications. So I'm not using Bixby, but it is fully working, and the ROM is just smooth. Everything works perfectly. I've got no stutters. You can see how much applications I have opened. Actually, these are really small. I've cleared it soon. But I've used Google Maps while driving, and I got almost 3 hours of screen on time only for Google Maps because I used it all the way, and it was perfectly fine without any stutters. Camera is working perfectly, so you can see double tapping the power button gives you the quick shortcut. And the best thing over here is that when your device is locked and you have your always on display, you just double click and the camera straight opens without any stutters. So this is something really nice. So I haven't talked with anyone from the team of Batman. Actually, I've never talked to any one of them, so you can't say that this is a biased review. Neither have I talked with someone from Kernel, and I've actually spoke with Sak a lot in solving a couple of problems for V7, and they are on board. But there are still some things that are missing over there that are not giving me the best results. So this is why after every review ROM, I go back to Batman ROM or Ambassador ROM. So you can see the Batman ROM review will pop up over here, and also of this version 1.3, and also Ambassador ROM, which is a full stock ROM with no modifications, will pop up right now over here, the review of this ROM. So be sure to check those out, and if anyone has experience like that, be sure to tell me how much this cost you. So I've checked over here in my country, the change of this bag glass is something like $40, the full change, and with an original glass without those things over here. So it's a really interesting story how I broke it. So I basically smashed it from the side of the bed while I was sleeping. Somebody called me, I picked up, and then my phone slipped out and I smashed it into the bed. So be sure to wear a case so that you don't have this thing over here. God bless that I didn't broke my camera. So this is what happens when your device is smashed. It's really beautiful, but it's not worth it. So be sure to wear something as a defense to this glass because it's really breakable. So otherwise everything is perfectly working in this ROM, no complaints, and no stutters, with everything as smooth as possible. So again, leave a comment down below and click that like button if you want to see the speed test comparison between this device over here, the Underclocked S7 versus an iPhone 7 or 7 Plus. You can choose whatever you want, and leave it down into the description. Also, the battery life on this device is better, and this is 1 year old battery, and the iPhone is like 6 or 7 months, I'm not sure. 6 months, it was February, so yeah, 6 months. So 7 basically. So be sure to leave a comment down below if you want to see those. So I hope you like this video. Be sure to click that like button, and see you in the next one. Peace.